At this point, the stakes for being a villain are very high. You have to have the support of a Daedric prince, you have to be able to control all of the dragons, you have to be able to block out the entire sun. It's not easy, and the bar keeps getting raised. Not everyone can handle the pressure, and there are definitely people out there who want to do harm to you, but quite frankly, they just do a lot more to themselves. So today, I wanted to list 5 failed villains in Skyrim. Let's get into it. Starting off with number 5, we have Arvel the Swift, usually one of the first bad guys you ever see. Lucan Valerius wants you to go to Bleak Falls Barrow and get his golden claw back. So you go, and you run into some resistance. Bandits. And before even getting to our little celebrity that we know so well, you get a good sense of the intellect of this group. Yeah, one of the bandits kills himself by pulling a door's lever too soon. You know, I'd say that's an amateur's mistake. The old poison darts shooting out of the wall. But this is an old guy who holds the title of plunderer. I mean, you'd think he's been doing this for some time. You only had one job, sir. Forget it. We're gonna glaze over his mistakes anyway by the time we get to our special idiot. So you continue, and there you find the infamous thief of the Golden Claw, and he's trapped in a web and not going anywhere. In fact, he was about to be eaten if you didn't save his life. He asks for you to cut him down, alright? And once you do, it's right there that he decides to tell you you're a fool and that he tricked you. You know, maybe wait a couple of minutes to gain our trust and then stab us in the back when we're not looking. Did you ever hear of that one? Consider that? And unfortunately for him, his title is Swift. It's about as effective as the old man's title as Plunderer. It took me less than 20 feet to catch up to him and then stab him in the back. Yeah. Sorry, Arvel, you're not swift, and you're not quick in the brain either. Perhaps keep your evil plan to yourself next time. Although he doesn't even realize just how screwed he is, because even if you don't catch up to him, he's about to charge first into a crypt full of Draugr, all of which are going to swarm him and then cut him down. Yeah, and even if he got past them, which wasn't going to happen, he was bound to step on the plate that would swing a door of spikes at him or get chopped up in the hall of swinging axes. Arvel, you're not stealing treasure from anyone. We should have just kept you hanging in that web like a fool. Number 4, we have Ulfur the Blind. You can find him watching over the entrance to White River Watch. Already the bandits here are making a mistake, being in such close proximity to Whiterun. Although, I don't know, maybe they've got really good tactics than I thought. Good attack tactics that are good for defense and... Oh, like someone who's blind, be your gatekeeper, I see. So you walk in and Ulfur asks if it's you, Rodolph. I don't know, must be one of the other bandits, okay. You say, yeah. And even though your voice is nothing like Rodolph's, and you didn't walk over and kiss him on the forehead like Rodolph usually does, you still convince him that it's you. You're able to walk around the bandit all you like, it's fine. The thing is, I did that, and he always knew exactly where to look to find my eyes. I mean, dead on, center. This seemed very suspicious to me, so I start some investigating, right? I looked at that book of his right in front of him. You see that? Inside, no text on any of the pages. I hope this isn't from another author, or they have a seriously low demographic they're selling to. No, instead it makes more sense that Ulfur is writing into his own book. Fine. Except that he hasn't written anything down. You know, not a scribble or a doodle, nothing. He hasn't even tried. What a waste. So I punch him in the face with my bow, and now all of a sudden, it's like he can see. He knows exactly where I'm going and where to swing. He's anticipating all of my moves. Oh, he's got trained ears now that he's blind? Is that what you're telling me? No, I don't think so. I was in the middle of swallowing a furball when I told him I was a Nord. So what if he isn't actually blind? He's just the laziest bandit there is. He lets invaders come and go as they please. Why start a fuss? He doesn't want to get into a fight. He's old. And if he is actually blind, then he's a horrible gatekeeper. It's sad. I know, it is. No, it is. It's sad. It's even sadder that his good friend Rodolph would eventually be the one to kill him. Number 3, we have the Novice Conjurer. You can find him just to the east of Sleeping Tree Camp. He had dreams, this man, of raising an army of undead so big it eventually marches over to Whiterun and captures the city. So big that the Stormcloaks and the Imperial Legion have to team up, settle their differences, and team up to try and stop him. But overlords of death and destruction aren't made overnight. No, an hour of practice a day, that's what they say. Very important. So he comes over to the bluff. He tries to raise his first ever 3 skeletons. He does it, and then they slaughter him. Damn, that was quick. Yeah, he couldn't even run. They got him right there by the table. He's slumped over it. Here's someone who had the potential to bring us a whole new DLC. Yeah, all necromancy, all black magic. I'm hyping myself up just by the sound of this. And then he goes and basically kills himself. All right. Ass. Was it something he did? I don't know. Did he mess up the incantation? It looks like he dug up the bones from some nearby graves and then carried them all the way up to the altar and did it that way. But, alright, what happened? What went wrong? Did he sneeze? Not enough death bell? Or maybe too much death bell? He did sneeze, and when he was trying to say the word Oefum, he went Oefum. So close. Sorry, buddy. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to bury him in one of those graves we checked out earlier. That's convenient. It seems he dug his own grave in more ways than just one. Number 2, we have the bandit who stands on top of the fallen tree bridge. You can find this just to the south of Hilgrin's tomb. Careful, because he thinks he is the baddest dude out there. Ostensibly, he was just sitting here, hanging his legs off the side, enjoying the view of the waterfall, but by the time you show up, he's probably already standing up, egging on any kind of confrontation. Right, in my case, there was a troll on the other side, so he was warning it to back off, or else he was going to fight it. With all the room he has. On this narrow log, always a foot away from falling to his death. Sir, you don't understand. You go toward the troll and you get your head bashed in. You come toward me and I'm gonna push you off. You're not in the position to make threatening remarks. Believe me, no, I do know. I was getting too handsy trying to push him off and I ended up falling off myself, right? It's slippery. This really isn't a good spot to be a bandit. Or a baker, or a florist. Don't walk on this if you value your life. You're gonna get Fusro Dodd. It's very simple. Really, trust me when I say, the first time the Dragonborn sees you, that's what they're gonna want to do to you, okay? Don't do half the work for us. It is tough, though. No, I will say it is tough. One time I went over to confront the troll. Obviously, I was out of my league, and I just automatically ran back to the bridge. It was like, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen here, right now! It just, man, it felt right. I was high, man. I was high up on that tree. Good lord, it felt good to be up there acting stupid! Oh, I see now why he did it. I take it all back. He was a daredevil, he was. Who the hell is this? What the hell was that? Why did you interrupt my number 2? Who sent you, Scratch that, I really don't care. Follow me up the mountain, please. We take this fight to the tree bridge! And number 1, we have Captain Valmir. He came so close to getting away with his secret plan. Closer than any of the others, so I think he deserved this spot. And yet, simple mistakes would still lead to his failure. When you visit Forelhost, you'll walk up to the front door and you'll see a small camp just in front. Valmir approaches and orders you to go inside and get the powerful mask of Ragat from the Dragon Priest and then bring it back to him. This mission is of the utmost importance to either the Imperial Legion or the Stormcloaks, depending on who you're sided with. Now, most people will just think, okay, that's fine, that sounds good, and then they're off, but something doesn't really look right about this character, at least to me. How often do you see a high elf among the ranks of the soldiers, right? He certainly has an unfamiliar appearance. And what, are we supposed to just take his word as true and run into a haunted fortress all alone, without his help for some reason? Yeah, why can't you help us? So, the second he turned his back to me, I slipped out the piece of paper I could see just barely hanging out of his belt, any kind of evidence that I could find, and what's this? Valmir's orders. Turns out he's a Thalmor agent sent here to get the mask and then bring it back to Labyrinthian, where they can possibly uncover even more powerful artifacts. He's trying to get you to do his job for him. But the way I saw it was this is a mask we're interested in anyway, so let's just see how this pans out and then go from there. We've got our suspicions. Fine. You go in, you fight through ghosts of the dragon cult, and eventually you even kill Ragat and take his mask. You succeeded! It wasn't an easy fight, and judging by how long you've been gone, it's doubtful that Valmir still thinks you're alive. You leave the fortress, take the balcony down to where he should be waiting for you, and that's when you see what you shouldn't have. Him, in a whole new outfit, giving the same orders he gave you to a different soldier. And when you go over to confront him about, not really being in the Legion after all, he immediately starts attacking you, right? He knows his cover is blown, and now he's outnumbered, 2-1. You can essentially just toy with him all you like. You shouldn't have doubted my abilities, Valmir. Not that it would have mattered, because I wasn't going to hand over the mask anyway to you, but this was a failed plan from the start. And just before ending his life, I let him know that he was in fact the one who had been tricked, not me, for he hadn't been killed by the Dragonborn known as Grainulf. He had been killed by the bandit known as Rodolf. And there you have it, 5 failed villains in Skyrim. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And down below, please tell me, is there another failure you would like to add to this list? Alright, thank you very much for watching. And I'll tell you what, next time you see a bandit, just let him hit you a few times. Really build up his confidence. I mean, you wonder why The Elder Scrolls 6 is taking so long to come out. It's because there aren't any good bad guys yet.